Jack Andraka, 17-year-old scientist, you're also a student, you're also a swimmer, and you came up with a great idea, a revolutionary idea. Tell us a little bit about that idea, and it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. So essentially what I created was a new way to detect pancreatic, ovarian, and lung cancer that costs 3 cents and takes 5 minutes to run. This makes it 168 times faster, over 26,000 times less expensive, and over 400 times more sensitive than our conventional methods of detection, but also can detect the cancer in the earliest stage, when something has close to 100% chance of survival, and so far is over 90% accuracy at detecting those cancers. But also, one of the coolest things is that it's so versatile. You can pretty much adapt it to any disease, ranging from Alzheimer's detection to other forms of cancer, even HIV, AIDS, and heart disease. The possibilities for it are literally endless.
Did you know you were looking for an idea?
No, I mean, I saw a problem. A close family friend who was like an uncle to me had passed pancreatic cancer, and then upon further research I found that really there's no way of detecting these cancers, and the vast majority are detected late when patient survival is at its worst. And I thought, that's a bit messed up. I could maybe do something about this. And I think that's really how all scientific breakthroughs happen, is you see an idea or a problem in your everyday life and then form an idea to try and solve it.
And I understand that there was a lot of trial and error, a lot of protein hunting. Tell us how you felt when you finally found that protein that reacted.
Yeah, so what happened actually is we have all these different proteins in our bloodstream, countless numbers of them. And every now and then when you have these cancers, certain ones are either upregulated, so there's a larger concentration, or downregulated, so there's a lower concentration. And by detecting these variations in protein levels, we can ascertain whether or not you have the cancer. However, the problem is we're not really sure which protein to use. And so I found a database of 8,000 proteins that are found in your bloodstream when you have these cancers. And I went through all 8,000 of them. And on the 4,000th try,
halfway through it.
Yeah, halfway through, but I had to still go through all of the other ones to make sure that that one was the best one. And so that was pretty much all of my summer break, 3 months straight of researching only proteins. And finally, I found the one that could work. And that was an amazing moment, let me tell you. I mean, I was just jumping up and down with ecstasy when I was like, this protein, it could actually work. And that's one of the coolest things about doing science.
Were you pinching yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't believe that I had found a protein that could actually work. But that didn't compare at all to what the feeling when I actually proved that the method worked.
And then you had this idea and you went to serious scientists. Well, I'm sure you went first to your parents, right? But
I mean, my parents weren't very hospitable to the idea either. They were like, Jack, what are you talking about? You're 15. You can't do cancer research. And then my biology teacher told me no. And then I applied to 200 professors at Johns Hopkins University and the National Institutes of Health. And I got 199 rejections. And I only got 1 positive response from Dr. Andraka at Johns Hopkins University.
And how did that feel?
That was pretty much like winning the lottery. I mean, I was like, I can't believe how lucky I was, how fortunate I was to be able to get this opportunity. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And 7 months later, after really because once I got into the lab, I found I knew about how to do nothing regarding cancer research. I mean, I screwed up every single procedure, like I'd sneeze in my cell flask or blow them up in the centrifuge. I was a terrible cancer researcher. But by the end, I was like moderately good. And so after screwing up all those scientific procedures, I finally ended up with that one small paper sensor that worked.
And where is that now? Where is that idea now? Are you patenting it?
So I have filed both a US patent as well as a PCT application on that. And so that's to make sure that I have intellectual property over this technology all over the world. And then hopefully I'm moving forward with some companies soon. I'm in negotiations with them about getting on the market as soon as possible.
Why did you decide to go through the patenting process? How did you learn about it first? At 15, I don't know that there's a lot of 15 years olds that know what a patent is.
So I really just guessed that patenting was kind of this part that I thought, well, I guess I should patent this because it's my idea. And In order to bridge the gap between proof of concept and actually getting it to a patient's bedside, from bench to bedside, you need a massive amount of financial incentive. So that patent is providing that, such that the private community will actually invest in your idea. Because when I license this, for example, to a company, they want to get a return on their investment. And so in order to do that, I have to have a patent. And so that's one of the best things about a patent, is it really incentivizes the private community to bring it from bench to bedside.
Were you advised to do it, or did you come up with the idea yourself?
I came up with the idea to patent it myself. So me and my mom first tried to make a patent. That didn't go over too well. And so then we went to a patent attorney, and it was actually a lot easier than it sounded.
And that was what I wanted to know. Did you write it yourself? Did you go, how difficult was the process? People sometimes get intimidated by the idea of having to go through a patenting process.
I mean, it's really painless. You could do it yourself. All you do is you look at patent applications that are out there, successful ones, and you see how structured yours in the same way. And if you don't want to do that, then what you can do, there are lots of patent attorneys who have to work pro bono or for free for a limited amount of time. And so you ask different attorneys, would they be able to do pro bono work for you? And maybe every now and then an attorney would be like, all right, sure, I'll write a patent for you, because writing a patent application doesn't seem that hard.
And how about the cost? Some people get discouraged because they seem to believe that it's very, very costly.
So it depends on what patent attorneys you use and how much protection you want. And so, for example, if you're a big name corporation like Google or Apple, you're probably going to pay a fortune for your patents. But if you're an everyday innovator like myself, you don't pay that much. I mean, you can go pro bono, where it's absolutely free, or find patent lawyers who don't have as exorbitant fees. And so by kind of marrying these two approaches, you can kind of cut down on that cost. And then also, you have to think, if your patent is successful, you can sell it to a business and then recoup all of that loss.
How deep into the process of patenting are you? Are you waiting for a decision anytime soon? Are you waiting to know where your idea is at this point?
So right now I am waiting for a decision, and then also I am in negotiations with several different biotech companies about getting it online as soon as possible. And so both of those are really exciting, so hopefully it will be on the market in the next 5 to 10 years.
And what is next for Jack Andraka?
So what's next for me is I've been working on filters that filter out 95% of all water contaminants like heavy metals and pesticides in 5 minutes for 70 cents. And it's made out of our waste, plastic water bottles. And so we just take these, pour them in a vat, mix up with some chemicals, and then you instantly have a filter that's cheap and reusable. And
it seems to me that there's a common denominator here. You're not just looking for great ideas, you're also looking for accessible ideas.
Yeah, because the world's greatest problems are actually the world's greatest opportunities. I mean, a problem that impacts billions of people, you can look at that instead as billions of potential customers, people who need that idea. And so there's a human aspect of them needing it, but also there's the business aspect of, hey, there's a massive market for this technology. And by combining those, then you'll be able to have great innovation.
Anything you'd like to add?
Not that I can think of.
Thank you so much.